Serenity is something we should all look into and seek. Serenity is seeking the knowledge that grants us the power to change the injustices in ourselves and the injustices in our structure. Serenity is seeking the courage to accept the injustices in ourselves and the injustices in our structure. Serenity is seeking the wisdom to inquire the difference between what's possible to change and what's not possible to change with the power of our personal knowledge. Seeking serenity with love in our hearts brings us to discovering ourselves and others, to introduce our untapped capabilities to us and introduce to us other people's untapped capabilities. Serenity never fails. We are only granted enough serenity at a time to fulfill a destiny that brings us to the here and now. To continue to seek serenity will result in being ostracized by the very structure that seeks to condition us all to refrain from seeking serenity on our own. To refrain from seeking at all, serenity will leave you marooned in the wake of our structure's injustices. Damned if you do, damned if you don't seek serenity. The conditioning by our structure results in the balance between chaos and order. It is a manufactured serenity that is sought and mandated for us all through the control that is based off of fear. Fear of enslavement, fear of imprisonment, and as a result, a society that mentally holds us in the same contempt, prison. Some of us feel something eerie in this world, as though something isn't quite right. It has been explained to us time and time again by philosophers and teachers, by YouTube personalities and even conspiracy busters. We are all slaves to the corporations, but we are all without chains. It is a mental enslavement we are experiencing, a mental imprisonment. On an individual basis, we are slaves to tribalism, and we have been since the dawn of time, like my tribe is better than your tribe. We crave a sense of belonging to our family, our tribe, our culture. We are of the same species, which is where our similarities are, but our minds are all different. We experience life from an entirely unique perspective, and that is the reality we've come to believe. Our family as a whole has minor differences compared to our view of reality, and so they don't necessarily fit our desired criteria perfectly, but they are all we have for survival. So what happens when you introduce a tool that enables everyone of the world the power to communicate before we are emotionally evolved to handle it? The criteria we seek for the perfect like-minded family members will become more widely available. The value of blood family structure will dissolve, and its meaning and legacy will be lost in time. Individuals will break away from the family structure. Children will be left without one or the other parent or both. Step families will become more normalized, and people will begin to adopt themselves into a new family that suits their desires. Blood will become meaningless to us individually in our own time. Our families will bring a sense of abandonment to us, creating a resentment for family and a new respect for those who cater to our emotions. We will be left to rely on only our technology to survive. The communication to call that friend when we are stranded will no longer be there. The family has given up hope on you and has abandoned you. When the communication is removed, we now only have the corporation to rely on for our survival. So we get a job to pay for the car we sleep in while we eat the processed food that is available. If the police catch you sleeping in your car on public property, they will collect money from you as a result of your vagrancy. It is a vicious cycle that's very difficult to break from. As time continues, we must be more resourceful and vigilant of not only government entities, but our own people, our own culture, and family. How far does your trust for them go, and vice versa? Where do they learn loyalty in you? Serenity. Damned if you do, damned if you don't, seek it. Social conditioning is the process of learning to respond to society in a way that is generally approved by society. Dr. Abraham Maslow has a PhD in American psychology, and according to his research, more evolved and healthier humans are less likely to be conditioned by society because they can see and understand the flaws in it. However, this can be a very lonely life because these people feel as though they live outside society. Everyone else tries to pull them in and take part in activities that is generally practiced by society as a whole. These people can seem very strange and at times scary people to be around because of how differently they think about the world. However, it's best to take advice of those who host the ability to view society from an outside point of view because they're more likely to offer new solutions to old problems. These people often ponder serenity in their own way and seek it for the purpose of bringing peace in their life and bringing peace in others' lives. Now, if you blend serenity with love in your hearts, it'll bring you to peace and it encourages you to offer the same for others. Practicing this at home can have an outstanding and lasting effect on your life, and in the long run, it'll create a better world. So, to build the world into a better home, we must first make our home a better world. So, seek wisdom from somewhere, learn what love truly is, and apply it every day, every chance you get.